It's there.
began writing with words around the 5th or 6th grade, 5th, 6th, 7th, middle school. But in a way, I had always been writing with pictures because I drew. I was an artist, the way so many children are. And it wasn't until the middle school years that I started looking at poetry and short stories as models, and that I could say definitively that's when I switched to language and words. When I was a child, the writers that inspired me were Lewis Carroll and the works of Hans Christian Andersen and Brothers Grimm, Greek mythology, anything that was written in another time, because I thought of the stories, storytelling having a special magical language. But later, as I was writing House on Manga Street in my 20s, the models became for me women American women writers who were doing something distinctive in storytelling, maybe bringing another culture, another language to American letters. So that's why writers like Maxine Hong Kingston were influential, Grace Paley, and Jean Rhys, even though she writes in English, but she writes as an outsider, having grown up in the West Indies and then moving to Europe. I was looking at writers who might give me a direction for the book I was working on. And there were also Latin American writers that were influential. Jorge Luis Borges, Manuel Puig, people that were doing experimental things with genres and blurring fiction and doing something that I thought was novel with the story form. The advice I would give all writers, male or female, is to go to school and to get as much of an education as possible. I think it's very difficult to become a writer without the education. It's hard to do anything without the education, but especially if you're going to write. So I tell them to study anything that will make them marketable.